Our team is going to talk about questions and it's confirmed by Evelyn, Carolina, Alejandro, Jael, and me, Lisette. So my partner is going to tell you about the first part.
Okay, puedes moverla. Okay. The question strategy help students understand the different types of question and is a form of communication used to request information, clarification, or an explanation. And there are four types of question right there: think and search, outer and you, and on my own. Okay.
Sorry. Process. So what is process? What process is? Process involve before, during, and after reading. So before reading, students might ask themselves what the story will be about, what they might learn, or what they already know about the topic. During reading, readers pay attention to clues in the text that spark questions. Since each reader has different background knowledge, each reader will wonder different things about a text. Learning to ask questions throughout the reading process is an important reading strategy because it teaches a reader to think aloud. It helps readers review important points in the text, evaluate the quality of the text. You can make connections and also refine predictions. You can move on.
Okay, so good readers ask questions. Now I'm gonna show you two types of questions that we should ask while reading. First, we have think questions. These questions have the easiest answers that you can find by just looking at the text and help you to clarify your understanding from the text. For example, where, what, when, and who. In the other side, we had tip questions. For these questions, you need evidence from the text to get answers and makes you think and help you to analyze the story for a deeper understanding. For example, why and how. Now we're gonna see some examples of questions that we should ask before, during, and after reading. First, we have before reading questions. What do I already know about the topic? What do I want to learn? What will this book be about? And then we had during reading questions. What do I think will happen next? Does this make sense? How? What will happen if? What have I learned so far? I'm curious about. I wonder why. How is this character feeling? And at the end, we have after reading questions. What did I learn? What did I learn? What was the main idea? So, to summarize, these questions help us to build comprehension, to think about what we're reading and focus on what we're going to learn, and also to stimulate our critical thinking to analyze complex concepts.
Okay. Now that we already know the meaning and how to make questions properly, I would like to present you some pro tips that we can use when reading. The number one is do not ask questions that you already know the answer. Why? Because we want your brain to work. And if you ask something you know, it will be useless. Then the tip number two is try to answer your own questions with evidence from the text. Even though the answer is not in the first, second paragraph, you still have to read and find some clues, combine them, and make your own conclusion, your own opinion. The tip number three is ask a lot of questions and make sure to include high order thinking. Why? Because the high order thinking involves things like analyzing or evaluating or creating new ideas. One way to do it is like my classmate Evelyn said, using the W questions or also using words like may, might, or could. Now, the tip number four is stop after every heading or paragraph and ask a question. If you don't understand what you're reading, then you might want to stop after every sentence. In case that you don't struggle a lot, You still need to remember that good readers are constantly wondering or thinking as they read. Now, I would like to practice them with an example. Okay, we're going to use just the title for this. The potential to sniff out disease. The fact diseases have a smell comes as no surprise, but finding someone or something that can detect them at an early stage could hold huge potential for medicine. With this, we're going to review the tips that I just gave you. The tip number 1 was do not ask questions you already know the answer. An example for this will be, do diseases have a smell? Since the title already tells us that diseases have a smell, asking these questions will be not useful. Now, tip number 2 was try to answer your own questions using evidence from the text. If we start to reading the title, we can ask ourselves something like, how could detecting the smell early benefit medicine? Well, even though the answer, like I told you, is not in the title, we can still read it, and if the text have the tools to give us the answer, we can find the clues and make our conclusion. Now, the tip number 3 was ask a lot of questions and make sure to include hard or thinking questions. The next question example might be a little bit difficult because this question maybe goes beyond basic comprehension. Will be how could detecting diseases by smell impact the speed of diagnosis and treatment compared to current methods? This question makes us think about practical effects of new methods. Analyzing the title will make us think in that question if we got deeper. Now, the tip number 4 was stop after every heading or paragraph that you read. An example will be, how do we currently detect diseases without using smell? This question is easier than the last one. Now, just with 4 lines, we made a brainstorm with questions. We can make it possible if we just understand what we're reading.
Okay, now we're going to see how identifies strategies. Reading strategical is integral to the process of understanding your topic, finding research materials, and developing your ideas. And all of this is going to be like what can I say? Web spider, because you can connect and have more information. You can connect all these things. For example, asking questions. Is the principle of this? We can have a topic, we can have the text, we can have the author, but what's the purpose? What is this for me? Why can I going to do it? And reflecting and relationship are more part of the text. Probably we can start reading something at the introduction, but at the conclusion you have a completely different idea what you start reading. Interpreting meaning. Probably this is not interpreting the idea of the meaning that the author has or had in this time, but what's yours? What you're going to do with all of this and making connection with other readings. As we are seeing, probably the author has a lot of texts, a lot of books talking about the same topic, but with different ideas, different perspective. But if you can find or you can read another type of text with other authors, or even comparing with other topics, you can find more information and it will be better for you because you will find a sea of information. Redefine your topic and purpose. You can start reading the topic and you say, okay, this is probably, if we are talking about sea, okay, probably I can find animals, I can find about the type of water. But when you are ending after you're reading or while you are reading, you can find that it's not about the sea as physical, as you can see or you can touch it. Probably it's more about what is the meaning for people? What's the meaning about, I don't know, how it's connected to the moon? We can find a lot of things about it. Okay, let's see some benefits. First of all, set a purpose before reading and have a clear focus for diving into the text. As I say, this is going to be like a web. We can have a purpose when we start, but in all the process, probably it can change. Or if we have oh no, this is going to be my purpose, and we continue, we can defend that opinion. Okay, active background knowledge before reading, monitor their own compression and clarify any misunderstanding while reading. This is more as individual and probably like a teacher, it can help us with our students because we can have, we need to monitor how we are reading, and why we are reading, because we need to clarify a lot of, probably when we don't have a clear idea of the topic, we need to go back to the text and probably we can find the answer, or we can create it. And this is more for, as the last one, this is more for us as a teacher, pave the road to use even more reading strategies. Probably we have our strategies, but the students have their own, and it's completely okay. It's completely fine. It will be easier to learn. And monitor, I don't know, that's the same. Okay, that's going to be.
Sorry, I forgot to say the definition of the first type of question. The first one right there is the answer is easily found in the text, and think and search. The answer is in the text, but you can find it in different places. Aurora and you, the answer it's not in the text, but you need to use your own background knowledge. For on my own, question based on personal experience and knowledge, not directly answered by the text. That's all.
Okay, thank you. So for finish, a partner told us something interesting, and I would like to share it with you guys. And it's that good readers don't simply absorb information. They ask questions that help them dig deeper into the material, challenge ideas, and engage critically with the text. By questioning, they clarify complex concepts and make connections with their own knowledge, and also develop the skills needed to think critically. So I think it's the goal at the end. And if you have any questions, of course, we are here to respond.
Okay, that's all. Thank you very much. Thank you. Excellent job. And let me see, guys, what is next? I think we will have only time for one more team, guys. Yeah, what do you think if we continue next? Well, the other
Teacher.
is tomorrow. Is it okay?
Teacher.
Yeah.
Can my team present the information right now? It's because Dana can't be connected tomorrow, so it
That's
would
actually what I was going to ask. Is there anybody who would like to present today, preferably today than tomorrow? So if you do have that case, yeah, Mariana, you will be presenting what?
we're gonna present infer.
Infer. Okay, so if everybody agrees, if it's okay, so then no problem. Yeah. Okay, so then Mariana, go ahead, and
Okay, thank
I
you.
think the rest will be tomorrow. Yep. Is it okay?
Okay, so we can present now, right?
Sure.
Right?
Go ahead.
Okay, thanks. Wait a minute. My teammate
We
is
have left
presenting
like
the.
7 minutes. Do you think you can manage it in 5, 7 minutes?
Yes,
Yeah,
I
okay.
guess we can do it.
Let's do it.
So good morning, everybody. We are team number 6, and our topic is infer. Our team is confirmed by Eduardo Salgado, Dana Leiva, Alejandro Tirado, and me, Mariana Mendoza. So I hope you guys like it.
Well, so good morning. First of all, what is inference? Can you switch, please? Okay, it's an essential for deep comprehension and engagement with text. Follows the text's literal meaning to understand deeper implications, draws conclusions, make logical guesses, and predict future developments. This strategy is crucial for comprehension, especially when some texts aren't explicit. It's like summarizing the information that I have mentioned is like implies arriving, infer at a conclusion by reasoning from evidence so you can understand more the text that you are going to read.
Well, now let's see the importance of infer. Inferring helps people make logical conclusions based on evidence. When readers infer, they use context clues, background knowledge, and reasoning to draw conclusions or make predictions about what is not explicitly said. This deeper level of engagement helps in comprehending characters, motivations, themes, and the overall message of the text. Infers improves understanding and creates a better interpretation of the material.
Now I'm going to tell you the benefits of inference or infer. First of all, we have reading comprehension. This means you will have the ability to understand implicit information in a text. That is basically something not written directly. Then we have understanding of situations. For this case, you will have the opportunity to predict feelings, emotions, etc. with less information. And also you will read between lines, as people say. Finally, we have drawing conclusions. In this case, sorry for that, sorry for the noise. In this case, you will use situations to observe and make a decision considering the facts. And also you will deduce, basically, essentially you will deduce things quickly.
Now, the inference process. Knowing the commonly used structure for inference, we can train it. First of all, we need to analyze the words before and after the idea we are reading, so we have more context about it. We also can relate what we are reading with past experiences, so we can match easier some ideas and draw a conclusion. Also, it's really important to know the purpose of the text. For example, we can analyze how is it written or what kind of text we are reading. And finally, we can use some strategies like asking questions, making predictions, or summarizing information so we can have the main ideas of the text.
So now we're gonna give you some examples. So I need someone who can participate in this one, please. Someone, please. Someone. Nobody. Anyone? Oh yeah, thanks, Isaac. So for this one, I want you to tell me what are they what are they doing in the picture, please?
Okay, I think they are seeing a movie or maybe a TV show. They are watching the TV together because they're a couple.
Oh, thank you so much. Exactly, as Isaac said, he inferred that they're a couple because they're hugging. If you see in the picture, they're hugging. Also, he inferred that they're watching a TV show or a movie or something because they're holding a remote control. Also, they have popcorns, and well, we can infer that they're watching a comedy show because they're laughing. If you see their faces, they're laughing a lot. So thank you so much for participating. So I need someone else to participate for another example, please. Different person, if it's possible. Please. No one? Okay, thank you so much. Can you please, Marco, read the example, please? And can you tell me what do you infer by reading it, please?
Mr. Lee sat at her desk waiting for the children to finish the work. What's the question? The imagine that comes to
So
my
what do
mind?
you infer? I mean, what do you think Mrs. Lee is?
I think Mrs. Lee is the teacher. She just give their students an assignment and she's waiting for the students to finish the work.
Exactly. Thank you so much. As Marco said, Mrs. Lee is a teacher because the text says that she's sitting at her desk and she's waiting for the children to finish their work. So we assume we infer that she is a teacher. Thank you so much for participating, guys.
Mariana, we are left like 30 seconds. I think we'll be disconnected.
Okay, so
Is it all? Is that conclusion?
just conclusion. Eduardo, can you hurry up and say the conclusion, please?
Yes, in conclusion, infer is one of the most important reading strategies, so because we can draw a conclusion before we get to that point. Thanks.